Well, hello and welcome. I am happy to come in here this week and talk to you specifically about three key nutrients. And these are not all of the nutrients that help us age well with blood sugar, hormones, and all the things that are changing as we hit 40 and beyond. But these are some key things because I'm all about the basics, especially when it comes to our health and especially as things are changing as we're aging. So I want to just tap into these three basics. Many of you are coming to me asking me about hormone replacement, and it's a great topic and it's a great next step. But we need to work on the basics first. And this topic really resonates with me recently. And as you know, and if you've been following along here, I've been having some gut health, gut microbiome, good bacteria, bad bacteria, parasites that have been happening to my own health this past year. And it's made me look closer at the basics and realizing that when the foundation of our health is not strong, things like our insulin resistance or lack of insulin sensitivity, when we become more resistant to insulin, and when our hormones can, even when we're on hormone replacement, and I'll tell you more about that as I talk into this, can really be compromised. So it just reminds us how important that these basics are. I say the word basics a lot, but it's really the foundation of what we need to be doing. And sometimes it's symptom related, and sometimes it's not. My symptom was skin issues, but it could be some things that are happening like poor sleep, weight gain, achy joints, hot flashes. Those are definitely related to hormones. But we need to really dial in the things that we need to be focusing on in order for hormone replacement to be to be optimized, to really work, and to do what they're supposed to do to help us feel better as we are aging. So we can't just toss a pill at it. So again, when clients come to me and they say, "Oh, I'm having all these symptoms. I would like to start on hormone replacement." We always start with these basics. And these key nutrients that I'm going to talk about are really part of that foundation because we want to sleep better. We want our bodies to be operating better. We want our bowels to be regular. We want to be sleeping soundly. We want to move without pain. We want blood sugar to be in balance. And all this happens when we can dial in the basics. So today I want to talk about more about that. And this is what happened with me. I realized that once I found the parasite that was healed, the bacteria that was out of balance with myself, the good and bad bacteria that was just completely out of whack. I had to work on that first. But until I worked on that and got that back into balance and back into a healthy zone for myself, I was insulin resistant. I had inflammation. I had extra weight. I wasn't sleeping well. I was irritable, and my hormones themselves were not on target as they had been prior to this gut inflammation that I was experiencing. So I had to take a step back and obviously work on this in order for the hormone replacement that I had been prescribed and doing well prior was going to continue to work well for me. And so yeah, it was all about just taking a step back and working on these. So today I want to talk about these three key nutrients. They are going to optimize our hormones, but in theory, they're going to work on things like sleep, our energy, and our ability for the body to utilize, again, our insulin and these hormones. If and when you decide to get on hormone replacement, these things have to be on board and they really have to be working optimally. So let's start with key nutrient number one, and that is vitamin D3 and K2. So this may seem a little odd, but when we get older, it's actually a hormone. Vitamin D3 is a hormone. We've talked a lot about D3 here, vitamin D3 here on the show, but it's really, really key, and it can slip and get low And it really does affect our insulin sensitivity. It affects these other hormones that we're trying to maybe replace using HRT bioidentical hormones. And it's going to make metabolism slower. It's going to make it harder to put on muscle and maintain muscle. And the most important thing is that it, along with K2, so the D3 that I use and recommend, combined with the K2, it supports bone health and proper calcium distribution in order to make it available to the bones to keep our bones strong and working, right? Because we need strong bones. So important. And it's also important, to look at food first, right? So how can we get D3 in our food? That is with fatty fish. We can definitely supplement D3, which I believe everybody needs to be on a supplement just to make sure that we keep our levels up. Sun exposure is good, but again, we can't just kind of think that we're going to spend a week getting a lot of sun and our D3 is going to suddenly improve. It doesn't kind of work that way. We really need to really get the supplement in and to fortify it that way to get those levels up, and we can maintain it with some good, safe sun exposure. And again, don't be afraid of sun. And I always say the first thing in the morning is the best. You can get that 15, 20 minutes, get out, take the dog for a walk, get your face in the sun, helps the circadian rhythm and all of that. And that helps with sleep. Again, we're talking about sleep. We're talking about energy. We're talking about insulin sensitivity. We're talking about all the hormones in our body working for us and not against us. So nutrient number 3, again, we're going over 3 key nutrients, not the only ones, but these are keys to help us women as we're aging with diabetes. Magnesium. This is the number 1 recommended mineral that I am recommending, like I said, to my clients. I use it myself. I happen to take magnesium glycinate. There's a lot of confusion as to which mineral is the best, which type of magnesium, and that's definitely something to talk over with your doctor. And if you need guidance on the different types and the advantages, the way that these different types work in your system and which one is best for you, I can give you a resource that will give you that information. And again, food first, right? So leafy greens, nuts, and lots of vegetables are packed with magnesium. So we can definitely get that from there as well. And not to mention avocados, which is my favorite way to get it. But we're deficient. We tend to be deficient. Our soil is deficient, that all these magnesium-rich vegetables are grown in, so we can't be for sure that we're getting all that we need. Why do we need magnesium? It really helps with our sleep. It helps lower stress. It is considered a natural relaxation mineral. And as we are getting older, we are taking on more. And stress is definitely something I'm really turning my coaching practice into more of we're really focusing on stress. That is one of the first things we're looking at, along with all these nutrients that I speak to and about with my clients. But we're looking at ways to reduce stress and to curtail that. And the number one thing is to recognize it and to take steps in order to say no more and to, always thinking ahead as to what you're doing and really what the benefits are as opposed to what how it's detrimental to your health. So always putting yourself first. But yeah, magnesium is an easy thing. It's you can take it before bedtime. I usually take it about an hour before bedtime, get it on board. You can take it during the day as well. If you are working on more stress reduction, it's a natural way not only to get it in, to get your levels up, but also get those calming, more of a relaxing state effect that we can all benefit from. And number 3, so key nutrient is protein. Yes. And whether it's animal-based or plant-based, and I'm a big believer in getting them from both sources, really, really good. It's such an amazing role in not only building, but also maintaining our muscle mass. And it's critical for our metabolic health and our insulin sensitivity. And when we can bring protein in, and I need to work on it as well. It's something I have to be very, very strategic about how I'm getting it in, trying to get 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal, and at least our body weight in grams. So if you weigh 150 pounds, 150 grams of protein may seem like a lot. Definitely start maybe on the lower end and slowly build up. You don't want to take too much at once. A lot of women will come and they say, well, I just have a big piece of steak for dinner. So does that count to really get my levels up? Well, it does, but you really want to be able to add it to all the meals throughout the day. And the bonus with that is that it satiates us. It's more consistent, so our body gets used to taking it in and utilizing it. And it's part of, just the way that we're metabolizing it. Our muscles are taking it into the cells, and it's the way that it is eliminated, right? So we don't want to put too much in at once. We don't want to be straining our kidneys and making it harder to obviously get it in, to use it. And it's just an amazing way, I think, to fortify meals, add it to some lots of different protein options. I'm sorry, a lot of different vegetable options, whether it's salads, roasted vegetables, steamed vegetables, raw vegetables. Just a lot of great ways to get it in, and it's just so, so important. Now, plant-based sources, and I have a lot of recommendations for this on my website, Abundant Health with Melissa /favorites. You can go to my favorite supplements. There's a tab there that you can look at, and I have a few specific ones that I like, some whey sources and some plant-based sources, and a creatine as well. Again, look at these. These are high quality. They are third-party tested, and they're good ways to get those in. What I've been doing lately to get my protein in is usually mid-morning or mid-afternoon for sure, about an hour or so before I get my workout in. I will do a shake, and I just use plain water, a good filtered water, and a scoop of whey protein. I add in some powdered peanut butter. Believe it or not, it's a peanut powder. I don't know exactly what the brand is, but we get it from Costco. It's highly recommended. It's a clean product, adds a little flavor, adds a little bit more protein. And I mix that together, a little bit of ice just to give it a little bit of texture. And I shake that up, and that's something that I have. And that's a good, quick source of 25 grams of protein that you can get in just to supplement throughout the day. And again, that's another thing that you can take after a workout too, because when we come home from the gym after doing some resistance exercises, we need to replenish what we have kind of depleted, torn down as we were lifting the weight. So we want to be able to supplement that. And, some things to think about with our protein sources is you don't want added sugar, and you want to make sure it's clean. You want to make sure you're getting what you need and not any extras in that container of protein powder. And so just to recap, the importance of foundational health as we're aging, to optimize our hormones as they are dropping, and to reduce stress, and to improve energy and sleep. These key ingredients that I mentioned, so just to recap, the vitamin D3 with the K2, that is a formula that you can get that comes together, magnesium and protein. These are crucial. And again, these are just part of the basics. These are crucial. These are easy ways that you can get these into your routine now, into your eating plan or your supplement plan. And they are going to help support you through those hormonal transitions. And if you want more information, you can schedule a free consultation to assess your foundation of health. Again, we can look closer at your sleep routine. And I've got great tips on how you can create a better sleep environment, get the electronics and the stimulating light out of your kind of environment an hour or two before you go to bed. And just prioritizing, I think that is the number one thing we can do as we're aging with diabetes, and we are entering, starting in perimenopause and beyond, is to focus on sleep and reducing stress. And the two go hand in hand. And those nutrients that I mentioned, again, the D3 with the K2, and that relaxing mineral magnesium, and adding that fortifying protein and those essential amino acids into our body, again, because we want to be strong and we want the energy and the muscles to be working and active, and we need to be able to fortify that with some good quality proteins. And it's just so important as the hormones are starting to shift and all of these things are starting to happen. And to just find peace with that and find a solution for yourself, find ways to get these things into your routine. And if you have any more questions, let me know. Please reach out. And I have a free assessment to address weight concerns. That is another hot topic about it just seems sometimes that we are doing all the things, but those extra 3, 5, 7, 10, 12, whatever it is, pounds, they just seem to be coming out of nowhere, and we don't seem to know what to do or really how to assess why it's happening. So this assessment that I have put together is going to kind of walk you through, and it's going to help explore these key nutrients a little further as well, giving you some support and some added bonuses in there. And it leads to a video lesson that is going to show you how to put this into action, including an AM routine, a sleep routine, some ways to get this protein into your diet, and all of that. And I do it with delicious recipes because I love food probably as much as you do. So we're not going to suffer with boring food or recipes or rules. There's no rules about this. It's really just understanding yourself, understanding these things that are going to happen and change as we're aging, and some real easy ways to transition through this. And I'm here for you. So I appreciate you, and I thank you for being here. And if you have any questions about your own core and what's going on with your health right now, and maybe you're not quite sure how this topic is going to apply to you or how it applies to you, reach out. Again, you can contact me at abundanthealthandmelissa.com/contact. Send me a message. I would love to hear from you if you got any questions. And please download the free guide and take that free assessment and take that next step to find out how you can get this going. Again, we want to feel good as we're aging. And these are just 3 of the key nutrients to highlight and to prioritize and to bring in. You can do this, and I'm here for you. And I just hope that that this episode and this topic resonated with you and you saw some value. Please reach out if you have any questions, and be sure to share the show with some other ladies that you know, whether or not they have diabetes or not, or if they're transitioning into perimenopause or into menopause already. And these are some sticky points that are happening for them and they need some help. So be sure to share this show and have an amazing day. I appreciate you here in my circle. And again, I hope to hear from you soon, and have an amazing day. Thank you.